All right. Hi, this is the story we mentioned. We're during today's lessons about Oh, you want to talk? Go ahead.
Today's circle and hexagon. We in the last video we just talked about this book and not read it, and this time we're gonna read it. And we said we were posting on Facebook. It was on Seesaw and stuff, so we're posting it on Facebook. So whenever anybody wants to see a book of shapes, here it is.
Yeah. All right. This is called The Greedy Triangle by Marilyn Burns. Go ahead and open her up. When you can see I see hexagons and all kinds of shapes there.
Actually, it's hexagons and circles, but it's all. Wait, no.
Yeah, it's all kinds of shapes.
Oh, it's all kinds of shapes. First, I thought it was just hexagons and circles.
Right, there's the title page.
So much title
Greedy
page.
triangle. All right, here we go. Once there was a triangle that was, as most triangles are, always busy. The triangle spent its time holding up roofs, supporting bridges, making music in a symphony orchestra, catching the wind for sailboats, being slices of pie and halves of sandwiches, and much, much more. The triangle's favorite thing, however, was to slip into place when people put their hands on their hips. That way I always hear the latest news, it said, which I can tell my friends. Oh, don't turn the page. I haven't done that one. The triangle's friends liked hearing the news. There you go. That's it.
I was just putting my finger with you.
Okay.
You silly picky head.
All right. Hold it up a little. Hold it. I can't. One day the triangle began to feel dissatisfied. I'm tired of doing the same old things, it grumbled. There must be more to life. So the triangle went to see the local shapeshifter. How may I help you? The shapeshifter asked the triangle. I think if I had just one more side and one more angle, said the triangle, my life would be more interesting. That's easy to do, said the shapeshifter.
Or
Poof! The shapeshifter turned the triangle into a quadrilateral.
Or you would say,
Okay, turn the page, honey.
these close again. Not corners, but
Vertices?
yeah, vertices.
Yeah,
You
good.
would call it vertices or corners.
Yeah, corners, angles. All right.
I'm gonna hold it like this, okay?
Okay, that's great.
This hand's getting really tired.
Okay. Life changed in a wonderful way. The quadrilateral was happy with all the new things it could do. The quadrilateral could be a baseball diamond, or first or second or third base. It could take a position on a checkerboard or a cheese board. Sorry, a checkerboard or a chessboard. It could be a television screen, a computer screen, or a movie screen.
Quadrilateral's a square, but you could call it quadrilateral.
Ooh.
If you didn't know that. I think everybody knows that. Just kidding. So a lot of people don't.
All right. The quadrilateral's favorite thing, however, was to be the pages of a book. I learned so many interesting stories that way, it said, which I can tell my friends. The quadrilateral's friends liked hearing the stories. Okay? But one day the quadrilateral began to feel dissatisfied. I'm tired of doing the same old things, it grumbled. There must be more to life. So the quadrilateral went back to the shapeshifter. How may I help you now? The shapeshifter asked the quadrilateral. I think if I had just one more side and one more angle, said the quadrilateral, my life would be more interesting. That's easy to do, said the shapeshifter. Poof, the shapeshifter turned the quadrilateral into a pentagon. Sorry.
It's okay. Wait.
Life changed in a wonderful. You're right.
So
What?
it says poof right here, and it says poof too.
All right.
2 times.
We don't want to make it too long because.
I know.
Okay. Life changed in a wonderful way. The pentagon was happy with all the new things it could do. On a baseball diamond, the pentagon could be home plate. It could be a section on a soccer ball or appear inside whenever someone drew a 5-point star. The Pentagon's favorite thing, however, was to be the headquarters of the United States military near Washington, D.C. I hear all the top secrets that way, it said. It's too bad I can't tell them to my friends. Pentagon's friends couldn't help feeling left out.
You know, one of my favorites are this one and this one.
Yeah.
Because they're goalyish.
Yeah. All right. After a while, time seemed to pass slowly for the Pentagon, and it became dissatisfied. I'm tired of doing the same old things, it grumbled. There must be more to life. So the Pentagon went back to the shapeshifter. So you're here again, the shapeshifter said to the Pentagon. Now what would you like? I think if I had just one more side and one more angle, said the Pentagon, my life would be more interesting. That's easy to do, said the shapeshifter. And poof, the shapeshifter turned the Pentagon into a hexagon. Life changed. Again, in a wonderful way, the hexagon was happy with all the new things it could do. The hexagon fit in as a floor tile in a house and patios, and fancy crackers at parties and picnics. It worked as the socket of certain bolts and the prongs of certain wrenches. The hexagon's favorite thing, however, was to be a cell in a beehive. I love watching the bees as they buzz in and out, it said. The hexagon spent so much time in the beehive, it was too busy to talk to its friends. The friends missed the hexagon and couldn't help feeling ignored.
There they are.
There they are, sad shapes. Again and again, the shape became dissatisfied and unhappy with its life. Again and again, it returned to the shapeshifter for more sides and more angles. The shapeshifter agreed to turn it into one shape after another. A heptagon, an octagon, a nonagon, a decagon, and on and on.
Poof, poof, poof.
Finally, the shape had many, many sides and many, many angles. Its sides were so small that it had trouble keeping its balance. Its friends couldn't tell which side it was on and began to avoid the shapes. Uh-oh.
If you didn't hear me say this, poof, 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 I said it again.
I know. One day... Want me to hold it? No. Okay, you got it. Okay. One day, when the shape was going down a hill, it began to roll faster and faster. It went screeching around corners, crashing into fences and trees, colliding with bicycles, and terrifying walkers. At last, the shape came to a stop. It felt tired and dizzy, lonely and sad. Poor shape.
That's in.
All right. Enough. Sorry, Mrs. Baker's class. Enough, thought the shape. I don't know which side is up. I can't keep my balance. My friends don't want me around. The shape could no longer remember why it had been so unhappy as a triangle. Very carefully, it made its way back to the shapeshifter. "Aren't you happy yet?" the shapeshifter asked. "I want to be a triangle again," said the shape. "I'm not surprised," said the shapeshifter. Poof! The shapeshifter turned the shape back into a triangle. Can turn the page?
I will. Silly thing.
The triangle was delighted to have its old shape back again and kept itself very busy. Once again, it held up roofs, supported bridges, made music in a symphony orchestra, caught the wind for sailboats, became slices of pie and halves of sandwiches, and much, much more. Is that the end? Oh, a little bit more. Still, the triangle's favorite thing was to slip into place when people put their hands on their hips. "That way I always hear the latest news," it said, "which I can tell my friends." Its friends, its friends like hearing the news, and were glad the triangle was back in shape again. Oh, and that's the end. Yay! Say bye.
Bye. Miss you.
Say it again.
Miss you.